Game number 2. Welcome in to game number 2 of the Buffalo Sabres season. Tonight, we have the Boston Bruins as the opponent against the Buffalo Sabres. Sabres' first away game of the year. The lines look absolutely atrocious. Zucker, Kulik, Thompson on the first line. Second line, Quinn, McLeod, Tuck. Third line, MVP Justin Danforth with Krebs and Josh Stone. And fourth line, Mason Geertsen, Tyson Kozak, and Beck Malenstein. I haven't seen a worse Sabres team in quite some time. They're going to really have to step on the gas if they want to win it tonight. We'll see, though. Maybe we get a goalie game from Alex Lyon. The defense got a little bit better from last game. Byram Dahlin, Samuelson, Timmins, and then Owen Power makes his return, paired with Jacob Bryson. Not necessarily the best group of Sabres players out there today. Josh Norris out week to week. But at the end of the day, Boston is not supposed to be a good team this year. So there's a good chance that the Sabres pull away with a win. And if they're able to do so, they are right back in it. Of course, it's so early. I hate people talking about playoffs already. Where, again, 0 points, but a win today puts you, 2 points and you're tied for a wild card spot. So we can't get too carried away. I'm not going to judge this team until the 10-game mark, and then until Kesselring gets back and all the guys like Greenway who are scheduled to come back momentarily. How's it going, guys, in the chat? Smooth Gaming, Elijah, Victor, what's going on, guys? Getting close to puck drop. The Bruins have had good goaltending so far this year. Their defense hasn't really been there, but they have been scoring goals, so it's been a little bit of a mismatch for the Bruins. Some games they look good defensively, some games they do not. But one thing has been consistent, and that is that they are winning hockey games. So that will be something the Sabres have to put an end to tonight. They'll have about, 3 minutes until puck drop. Keep in mind, guys, the Sabre season is a long one. We're going to be streaming every single game. The next game after this one will be Monday. We'll do a little pregame stream. We're going to be actually live at the game, so there won't be an in-commentary stream, but we will be live from the game, and then same sort of thing later on in the month. But we will be live at least every game this year in some capacity. See who makes it to the playoffs first, the Sabres or the Rangers? Or the Jets. Yeah, that's a tough one. I would probably say the Jets. Unfortunately, the Sabres this year it's going to be tough. They have statistically the team to do it, but the injuries have piled up beyond belief, and we're only one game in, so they're going to need some of these guys that are going to get called up in the middle of the season to really step on it, or else they are going to have to win like 15 games in a row once they get healthy. It's going to be a long pushback. So right now they have to kind of tread water until these guys get back, and I just don't think they're going to be able to do that. We'll see what they look like, but first game, I mean, I was there. The first period was some of the worst Sabres hockey I've seen. And the second period, they bounced back. If the power play was good at all, they would have won that game. So again, not time to panic, but losing Josh Norris makes your entire bottom six just, everyone moves down one row, and the bottom six is atrocious. So we're here at the old TD Garden. They're doing the anthems now. The Bruins in their brand new home jerseys that they debuted this year. They look pretty clean. Sabres in the road whites. Yeah, Elijah just mentioned it too. The updated logo. I think it looks good. I think it is a nice little cleanup job from the Bruins. They have a pretty simple logo, but again, an original six team. They're not gonna change that too much. So we will see what happens today. I think Josh Doan is going to be the player to watch. I thought he had a really good game number one. He has speed. He has a little bit of physicality to him. Good playmaking. Him and Krebs had a nice little back and forth pass sequence that led to, I believe, a McLeod opportunity. But those three guys were passing the puck pretty nice in game one. As far as any other positives I really saw in game one, aside from Alex Lyon, there wasn't really anything. Unfortunately, like I said earlier, the power play just was not there. And with that, being the case, they were unable to generate really any offense on 5-on-5. So the power play wasn't working. The 5-on-5 offense wasn't there. And yeah, once you get down in a game and you have no 5-on-5 offense, you're probably not going to win. And they did not. So we have a matter of moments until puck drop now. The Bruins are expected to finish near the bottom of the Atlantic once again, which is shocking that the Bruins have, they've seemed to be a very good team for the last, couple of years, the last, few decades. And the Bruins being scheduled a bad team is interesting, but you never know. Again, I think the Bruins have too much talent to be a bad team. So we have Jeremy Swayman, who's 1-0, and Alex Lyon. Swayman has only allowed one goal so far this season, has looked really good, but again, small sample size. Alex Lyon, same could be said about him. He really only gave up one goal in that game, even though he gave up three, like it says. Once the Sabres started pushing towards the end of that game, he really had to clutch up. So I think Lyon's stats do him a little bit of a injustice. What's with UPL long-term absence? No, it's just going to be a short-term thing. He tweaked something. I think he'll be back in a week or two. But it's sounding like it is a little bit longer than they initially thought. So it looks like Ellis, the backup, will be getting a start at some point. Update Bruins logo. I don't control the scoreboard, Elijah, so I can't do that tonight. Here we go. And Kulik's going to be on the faceoff for the Sabres. And he wins it back to Dahlin. And we are underway. Game number 2 of the Sabres season. Going to be cleared all the way down the ice. Bowen Byram will retreat back. No icing. Byram, backhand pass to Kulik. And the outlet pass by Thompson gets deflected and over the blue line back deep in the Sabres end. Bowen Byram retreats. And Dahlin will do a little bit of a spin there, and he gives it away to Pastrnak. Pasternak's to get the first angled shot. Lyon is able to save that, and Zucker now takes the puck, and he'll slowly float it all the way in the Bruins end. Tage Thompson chases after it, but to no avail. The Bruins will be able to settle down and move it back to center ice as the Sabres get a change. And Quinn throws it to the middle of the ice. A pretty bad pass was turned over, but the Bruins are going to change it up as well. Samuelson bodies a man off him, and the Bruins go back the other way. Stolen now by McLeod. McLeod's pass a little too far for Alex Tuck. Tuck behind the net to McLeod, back down to Tuck. Back to McLeod. Quinn in the middle, turns the wrong way. Jack Quinn just, does not look like the player he once was. And again, small sample size. We'll see if he gets better this year, but making some dumb decisions early on this year, and that was another one. McLeod, 3-on-2 back the other way after Sabres hustle. To Samuelson. Samuelson charges the net, but the pass by Tuck was away from him. And McLeod's going to shoot that one up and out of play. So we'll have a face-off deep in the Bruins end. Shot so far 2-0 in favor of the Bruins. Jason, how's it going? Yeah, hit that like button and subscribe for sure. Unfortunate with all the injuries this year for the Sabres too. And again, it's just tough to be a fan really when you got just incompetency from the entire organization, but maybe we'll luck into it. Face off won by Danforth. The offensive zone point shot deflected up and out of play, so we'll run that one back. Sabres still without a shot on net through 2 minutes. Keys of the game, they got pucks and bodies in the net, clear pucks, and speed in offensive zone. While they were showing that, the Sabres lost the faceoff, and Bryson will chase back after it. Grabs up to Power. Power drops back. Nice play by him. Welcoming back to the lineup. Doan in front of the net, fighting for it. Pass it back to Krebs, back to the point. Power has some space. Down low to Bryson. Bryson takes a shot wide. And it takes a weird bounce. It stays behind the net, and Krebs backhands it all the way to the point to Bryson. Bryson back down low to Krebs. Krebs unable to maintain that one, but Power steps up. Now it'll go to Krebs, Doan to the corner, to Power, back to Krebs. Krebs point shot held and saved by Swayman, but a little bit of offense from the Sabres. Nice to see. Injuries from both the Bills and Sabres are starting to get very annoying. Yeah. Especially with the Sabres, a team with absolutely zero depth whatsoever. They cannot afford injuries, and that is something that they have been plagued with early on. You got to hope some of these unfamiliar faces can come up and tread water until we get to the point of return for some of these guys. And, treading water is, staying around a playoff spot. So Tyson Kozak in that fourth line's first shift on the ice will come. Kozak loses the offensive zone faceoff, and the Bruins will be able to sweep that one all the way down the ice. It's going to be an icing as Dahlin touches up. I'm sure they will keep that fourth line out there again. They're only out there for a couple seconds, so Kozak will get another opportunity. Again, nice to see Tyson Kozak in the lineup, somebody who I don't think has long-term, the potential in the NHL, but somebody who could certainly help plug a few holes on this team that, a little bit better job than some other guys that they probably could have chosen. So I'm not too mad about that one. Yeah, Power from Michigan. That time Kozak wins the draw. Byram walks in, and his shot deflects up and out of play. So another offensive zone faceoff. So they've switched the shots on net to 2-1 in favor of Buffalo now. So they took away a Bruin shot. I got to say, so far a good start for the Sabres. They've had a few good offensive looks and have dominated the zone time. Not that that means all too much, but certainly a better start than last game. Kozak wins the draw again, gets it back to the point to Byram. Now it squeaks past Kozak at the point, and the Sabres will have to regroup. I think they're going to change now. So Dahlin gates it to center ice. Drop pass to Tage, back to Dahlin. Dahlin gets it over the blue line and chips it all the way in on Swayman. He's going to glove that one down and hold on to it. Whistled down with 16:54 to go. Now they switch the shots on net again to 1-1. It looks like MSG is trying to figure out how to work their new shots on goal feature on the scorebook, something that is much needed, but yeah, the way the NHL counts shots on net is annoying for anyone keeping track, so always changing. Bruins win the faceoff, and they will clear the zone. Faceoff's a major problem for the Sabres in the last few seasons, and it looks like it's going to continue this year. Zucker now touches up near center ice, and it's whacked back in the Sabres end for Samuelsson. Now the Sabres bring it up with a little bit of speed. Sabres still searching for their first goal of the season. Zucker, his pass intercepted, and the Bruins will start back the other way. It's going to be a half breakaway. Connor Timmins fighting Pasternak off. He gets a backhand off. Good save by Lyon. And Timmins fumbling with the puck again. Connor Timmins, I hate to say it, but he has been the worst player on the team by far so far this year. But now the Sabres, 3-on-2 back the other way. Thompson gets cut off, and nothing is going to come out of that chance. So the Sabres just not using enough speed on these zone rushes so far. Zucker gets pushed off the puck behind the net, and now the Bruins will have a little bit of time to cycle it back. Good pressure by Bryson to keep it in the zone, but the Bruins will be able to complete their change now with possession of the puck behind their own net. Quinn tries to jump a pass, but fails to do so, and now it's all the way back to Lyon. Lyon to Power. Power gets it up. Tuck. Nice pass in the zone to McLeod. McLeod turns back, looks for some other passing options, but there's no one there, and the Bruins start back the other way. Could have had a 2-on-1, but a nice defensive play. And now McLeod towards the middle of the net. Nice pass to Quinn. Quinn gets it in front of the net, but nobody was able to get a piece of it, and the Bruins start back pretty quick. Good job by Jacob Bryson to cut that outlet pass off. And the Bruins still end up with a breakaway. There's a shot. Good save by Alex Lyon. So some sloppy defense from the Sabres during these changes, but Alex Lyon bails them out. So a back and forth game to start this one. I am not overly confident in the group of guys they put out there tonight, but the Bruins are 2-0 and they're supposed to be a not so good team, so one could say they are due for a loss. Sabres win the defensive zone faceoff and it's swung around to Dahlin. Dahlin's outlet pass goes awry and the Bruins are able to take over and they will start their zone rush. Doan with a nice hip check into the bench and the Sabres will regain possession. Dahlin gets a piece of it. Doan stumbles with it. Now the Bruins just whack it all the way in the Sabres' end. Not going to be an icing, though, so Dahlin has to pin it along the boards. Not a good place to be. Still fighting for it. Krebs comes down to help, and now the MVP Danforth whips it around. Bruins behind the net. Oh, dangerous spot there. The Sabres able to get it out, though, led by Danforth. Danforth backhand to the center of the ice. No icing because it hit off a Boston Bruins player, and Doan will chase in deep after it. Actually gets a stick on it. Now it's loose in front of the net. Bruins able to come away with it alongside. That was dangerous for about a second. Swung around the wall. Jacob Bryson in. Quickly. Good play. Bryson looks good so far this game. Got to give him credit. Power pinches now. Geertz in behind the net. Not known for much besides his physicality, but maybe he could get it going after only playing around 4 minutes in the first game and having a penalty in that time. Malenstein and Kozak chasing after the puck, trying to keep the puck in the Bruins' end, but now it is finally flipped up and cleared. And Jacob Bryson, oh boy, loses that one. And Alex Lyon has to come way out of the net to get it outside the zone. The Bruins, a little bit of a sloppy pass there, but the Sabres' fourth line still stuck out here. I don't know why they didn't change when the puck was cleared. There's a point shot. That one goes wide. Back around to the other point, and now the Bruins are going to start cycling the puck on this tired Sabres fourth line. Crucial possession right now in this game. This is a chance, and this is where the Sabres got hurt in that first game when the fourth line was out there and tired. And now Thompson gets on the ice, and now the Sabres come with a little bit of speed. Kulik to Zucker. Zucker up top. Thompson unable to handle the pass. That would have been a nice chance for Thompson, but the Bruins will head back the other way, and they'll just slap it in the corner. A nice bank play, and oh boy, a shot by Pastrnak slipped by Alex Lyon, but it did not go in the net somehow, some way. Nice heads-up play by the Sabres to see that puck slip through, and they were able to slap it away from the wide-open net. That could have been bad. Now turned over by the Bruins. Sabres unable to get any high-danger chances, though. They're getting a couple looks, but they, again, just like years prior, are a couple seconds too slow in the mental game. Instead of doing those tic-tac-toe plays, they're really overthinking it and not getting the puck to the net. Sabres now have time in their own end. Breakout pass goes to Quinn, and he's able to just get a piece of it to get to center ice, and the Bruins will whack it all the way back in. And now they're going to send it all the way to the point. Now it's loose on front. Another good save by Alex Lyon. Wow, Alex Lyon has been lights out so far this season. You got to give him credit. Power, backhand pass. Tuck's going to flip it all the way into the corner. Danforth chases after it. Danforth, like 1-on-5, but he's able to get it to Krebs. Krebs in front of the net for Doan, but Doan unable to get a shot on. Another chance for the Sabres that they're unable to get a shot on. Unbelievable. Now the Bruins back the other way. In front of the net, dangerous play, but Doan is there, and he will get it to center ice. So I've noticed a trend, unfortunately. Connor Timmins is on the ice, and there's chances in front of the Sabres net. It seems like a constant. Bruins just slip it in, and Timmins will chase back after it. Let's see if he can get the puck out of the net or out of the zone. He does. He gets it to Kozak. Kozak around the corner, shows it off a little bit of his speed, whips it around the net all the way to the point, but nobody is there as the Sabres were making a defensive change. So Dahlin will get it in front of his own net, and it looks like the Sabres are going to regroup. Dahlin, he's just going to slap it all the way in. Beck Malenstein chases after it, so no icing. And now the ref is in the middle of a board paddle. And Dahlin pinches in. That's a dangerous place to be with the fourth line on there. But the Bruins flip it into the bench, so we'll have a whistle and I believe a TV timeout with 10:33 to go in the first. Wow, Alex Lyon keeping the Sabres in this game. He's going to have to do it all game long. Sabres really test your patience and loyalty. Absolutely. Every day. But yeah, not a terrible start for the Sabres, but again, you'd like to see a little bit more offense. They get these chances and they just do not put the puck on net. They just get these open looks and they refuse to get the puck on net. Let me know what you guys think the final score is going to be in the chat. For me, I'll pick the Bruins to win this game 3-1. That is my final prediction. Yeah, the Bruins goal song is pretty good. Unlike the Sabres goal song that they decided to keep. I don't know why. They had a poll, and for some reason they kept last year's song in it, and it won. And I think anyone could say any of the options they had this year for goal songs were pretty bad. So I don't understand why they had that, and then when they put the poll out, they picked those songs out of them. I'd love to get a source of somebody who put that together and find out if that was scripted or rigged or anything, because there's absolutely no way that everybody got to put a song in and those 6 options were the top 6 voted. I mean, half of those songs I don't think 10 people on this planet know. So there's definitely an imbalance there, and we're gonna have to get on that. And there it is. Smooth Gaming updates us there. 3,200 subs. What a jump from the start of the year. I know we hit 3K, I believe, in week 1 of the NFL season. So that's literally like 4 weeks. We got 200 subs. That's pretty darn good. And before that, I think the preseason we got like 100 to 200. So a very, very good margin there. So thank you guys for being here, of course. And I know all you guys in here right now, early season Sabres streams where they're injured. If you guys are in here right now, again, thank you for joining, and thank you for your loyalty to not only this team but to this channel. Say 3-2 Bruins in overtime. I wouldn't be mad with a point tonight. I really wouldn't with all these injuries. Sabres get the turnover. Tage gets a shot on net, tipped by Zucker, but it ends up in the corner. Now Zucker whips it around. Nope, he tried to. Now right in front of the net for Tage, and he misses the net. Tage Thompson, a good chance there, but missed the net high. They just are unable to score. Thompson behind his own net, backhand. Nice little play to Dahlin, and Dahlin whips it up to Kulik. The Bruins getting a change in, so are the Sabres, so Kulik has no help when he enters the zone. His job is just to buy a little bit of time until his full line changes, and he does just that, and he himself will head to the bench as the Bruins clear it. Lyon behind the net, looking for a pass out. That was probably the wrong decision, went to the wrong side, and now it's in front of the net for Pastrnak. Pastrnak back to the point. 4 Sabres all over the point, but the Bruins still have possession of the puck, and now it's finally turned over, but because of a penalty. So the Sabres will head to the penalty kill for the first time this game. Not what you want to do early on in a hockey game. And what do you know? It's number 21, Connor Timmins, the worst Sabre of all time. Gets a penalty. He has just been terrible this year. Cannot wait till Kesselring returns to this lineup. This is what was supposed to be a tuned-up defensive core for the Sabres has turned into a nightmare with all of these injuries. And Connor Timmins, again, I don't care where you're from. This guy has been bad at hockey. So that brings us to a commercial break, but the Sabres will have to kill off a penalty. They did a good job in game one. The penalty kill looked nice. They were able to, clear the puck pretty good. They were able to avoid any high danger chances, although they did allow a lot of zone entries. Whereas if you look at the Sabres power play, every team has it figured out against them, right? The Sabres can't enter the zone, but teams against the Sabres, it just is so easy. They walk in the zone, they pass it in deep, and all of a sudden they're set up. Meanwhile, the Sabres power play takes around 45 seconds to get one zone entry. So we'll have to see how this one looks, but I would have to assume that the Sabres are going to continue playing their style of a penalty kill, which is basically, sit back, we're going to let you pass around the outside, but no one's going to come in the middle. And there's kind of two philosophies on that in the NHL, right? There's the teams that do it like that, and there's the teams that go full out aggressive, right? They're trying to, guard the outside and get those odd man rushes back the other way, but they leave the middle. So if somehow, some way that team's able to find the bumper guy, you're going to have a good chance. Whereas the Sabres do the opposite. They guard the bumper guy, they guard in front of the net, and they let you have those outside passes. So it's a very stressful 2 minutes, but I don't know. Connor Timmons still arguing with the ref, but let's see the replay here. Um, yeah, got up a little bit on his hands. I don't know. I'm never gonna give Connor Timmons the benefit of the doubt. So Bruins win the faceoff on their power play, and this is a good opportunity for them to start the game. Shot deflected into the corner. Back to the point. Bruins cycling it around. There's a shot. Good stick by Matthias Samuelsson. It goes into the corner and back to the point, and the Bruins are able to keep it in. McLeod all over it. Bruins still able to cycle it around. Now it's whipped around back to the point to Pasta. Up top, lousy pass though, and McLeod gets it to Tuck, and Tuck's gonna have a one-on-one chance if he wants back the other way with Pasternak defending. Tuck pulls it around and gives it away. That was not a good entry for Tuck. Probably should have just slapped it in, and now the Bruins back the other way, 5-on-3. Nice toe drag. Now he brings it to the net. Good save by Lyon, but it's still loose, and they jam away at it. Whistle blows, and Lyon keeps it in front of him. Alex Lyon continues to look sharp this game. A little bit of pushing and shoving after the whistle, but nothing is going to come out of that. So with 1:06 left, the Sabres have pretty much taken half the penalty kill off, and not so bad. So halfway through this power play for the Bruins, Zaka and Lindholm did a nice job on that last sequence to box out Byram, and he got boxed out on the second goal that the Rangers scored. Yeah, Jason, member for 11 months. That is some big time commitment. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate it. Says, come on, let's go. I certainly hope that we can get the 2 points tonight and be right back to 500 for that fun Monday evening game. But anyway, 50 seconds left on the power play after the Sabres cleared it. Bruins right back in the zone. A little bit of pressure now to the point. There's a shot. It goes off of Lyon's pad and into the corner. Back to the point again. Too much space. One timer. That one blocked. But it's going to be right back to the far corner in front of the net. Still loose. Danforth has a chance to clear it, and he will. 30 seconds to go. Shots are 8-1 in favor of the Bruins. And it was not, not because of chances. The Sabres just cannot get the puck on the net when they have the chances. 18 seconds to go. Time for one more rush on this power play. It's loose, and somehow, some way, they get a lucky bounce, and now they're going to have a 3-on-2 little chance. They drop it back to the point, and there's a shot deflected up into the corner. 3 seconds left on the power play, so they will get the kill, but they're still going to have a little bit of pressure. Tuck pressures in the corner. Dahlin tries to get a piece of it, backhands it to Tuck, and Tuck whacks it all the way down the ice. That's going to be no icing. I don't know why. Former Sabre Henry Yoki Haru has the puck. Shout out Yoki Haru. Bruins, off the side of the net. They still got a little bit of speed. Now they have a ton of time at the point. It tips up, and Lyon's on his back. Sabres got to know that. Now somehow he pops up and gloves it down. Alex Lyon, another big save to slow the bleeding. Shots are 9-1 in favor of the Bruins. So yeah, they're promoting their game next Saturday at 1. A couple matinees next week, Monday obviously for everyone's day off, and then Saturday at 1 o'clock against the Panthers. And I don't think the Sabres have looked as bad in the first period that they did in last game's first period. Alex Lyon looks to be, let's see, I think they has an equipment problem just with his glove. Looks like it's all fixed up. Kozak loses the faceoff, and Bruins get a shot on net. That one blockered away. And this is the stuff that I just don't understand. Oh boy, and the Bruins have another chance wraparound. Back to the point. The Bruins have all the pressure right now in front of the net. Screen shot goes wide. Back to the point, and it appears the Bruins are still on the power play because the way they're just shuffling the puck around. That one deflected wide again, and Malenstein finally able to get it out to Geertsen. Geertsen's backhand goes nowhere, and now the Bruins right back in with some pressure. There's a shot. That one goes wide into the corner around the net. Connor Timmins back out there. You'll love to see it. And now finally a shot gets deflected by Tanner Ginott up and out of play. What I was going to say before the Bruins had about 4 minutes of pressure is I don't understand this Lindy Ruff coaching system where you just came off a penalty kill, you have a defensive zone faceoff, and he puts out the fourth line. And it's one thing if it's just a normal fourth line, but this fourth line is AHL level at best. There's no reason those guys should have been out there, especially after a penalty kill. That just gives the Bruins a free, like we just saw, extra minute of pressure in the defensive zone. Now the first line's out there, but they lose the faceoff again. Loose in front, and somehow that one stays out. Power into the corner, and yeah, good decision. Pull it back and give it to Dahlin, who can settle it a little bit. There's a pass up to Zucker, but it goes deep into the Bruins' end. No icing. Kulik gets a piece of the breakout pass. And now Thompson touches it into the Bruins' end. Kulik gets it to Thompson. Thompson has a look. That one gets on net. Big rebound. Goes all the way back to the point. Dahlin. Nice move. Takes a shot. Tipped by Thompson wide. And now the Bruins should have plenty of time to get this one out of the zone as Zucker steps up. And now a 2-on-1 back the other way. 3-on-1 back the other way. Power. Good save by Lyon, and he hangs on to it. Holy moly, good job by Power and Lyon to shut down that 3-on-1, but the save, I mean, this is atrocious. Atrocious hockey. Dahlin pinches up, and nobody is back on the forward group after Kulik gives it away. And Owen Power was the only one left. A good job by Power to take away all the options but the shot. That's what they teach you to do. And a good save by Alex Lyon. Hey, Coyote, how's it going? Too many ex-Sabres coming back to haunt us? Yeah. You have to wonder, despite Lindy's past coaching success, if the game has passed him to save Buffalo. It is tough. Again, I'm not going to really judge what he's doing with this current group of guys that they have on the ice because, like I said, the bottom six is laughable. But once this team does get healthy, that will be the true test. Can he coach this team to wins? And as much as these players continue to say, we want to be the ones to, save Buffalo, blah, blah, blah. If you put this roster on a team that doesn't have the drought history that the Sabres do, they're probably way more successful. So you got to think that lingers in the room, just the amount of failure and the amount of pressure to get this team out of the rut, even though it should be the opposite. This team should have no pressure because the expectations are, let's just not be worse than last year, which was just, as bad as it can get. But somehow they find a way to get worse and worse. Another commercial break. Another commercial break. But yeah, you can't be too mad about the start of this game. I mean, I think the biggest positive so far this season is Alex Lyon. He is keeping this team in the game, making the saves he has to make, and not getting out of position. Right, he's playing a simple game. That's the most important thing. Unlike what we saw from Alexander Georgiev in the preseason, he was making some flashy saves, but he was also way out of his net on almost every scoring attempt. Bruins win their offensive zone face-off, but it's quickly turned over, carried outside the zone. That's going to be our guy, Justin Danforth, and nice Bauer move to the corner. It's to Samuelson. Samuelson's pass does not go to Doan. It goes to a Boston player, and now it is cleared all the way down. Timmins back to get it. Timmins' breakout pass hits a Sabre stick, so it will be no icing, but the Bruins will maintain possession behind their own net. Krebs is able to keep it in. Doan in the corner looking for a pass. He backhands it behind the net, but nobody's going to be there. So the Bruins will hit it back behind their net. Both teams will go for changes as the Bruins settle it and break it out of the zone. Dahlin trying to put pressure on, but Boston, another chance in front of the net that gets tipped just wide. Shot goes wide again. Now the Bruins starting to collapse and pressure, and they score. Boston gets on the board first. You could feel that one coming for about 10 minutes. Pavel Zacha on that one. And Byram just, that's another defensive blunder from him. He's looked really bad this year. Small sample size, but a nice pass back. McLeod was not there either. Lyon completely screened as Tuck was in his face. And it's 1-0 Boston. Shots are 14-1 in favor of Boston. And Lindy Ruff puts the fourth line out there. Great decision as Tyson Kozak wins the draw. The Bruins clear the zone, and Beck Malenstein will touch it back to Owen Power. Now Geertsen trying to get into a little bit of a scrum. Might be the only way for the Sabres to win this game, get physical and change the shift of this game, because right now it's a wide open game. The Sabres just do not have the manpower to keep up. Geertsen still chirping with Zadorov. As they head to the benches. How's it going, Sawyer? Kulig on the faceoff. That one cleared into the corner. Zucker pinches. And we're going to have a penalty. An offensive zone penalty for the Sabres. Another one. That one's going to go to Kulik. So this is a must kill for the Sabres. If you give up a goal here, down 2-0 with no momentum, that is going to be tough to come back from. Little bit of a weak call. There was a trip call, but he was just kind of in his way. I mean, that's almost impossible. So I don't know what you want him to do there, but another penalty, another bad penalty to take. Let's see if the Sabres can kill off another penalty kill. Yeah, Victor, I got you there. Pastrnak gets it back to the point. To McAvoy. Over to Geeky to McAvoy. It's loose in front of the net, and somehow Lyon is still on top of it. They don't blow it dead, though, and it's still loose somehow into the corner. Lyon gets his stick right back. Chaos in front of the net. Another tip one. That one goes off the bar. And the Bruins still keep the puck in the zone. I mean, this power play just continues to get high danger looks. Alex Lyon standing firm, and now they back pass a little too far. Sabres will be able to get a quick change. It's cleared again, and now Tuck will get off the ice, completing the change. Bruins slap it in the zone. Lyon back passes it to Dahlin, who hits it along the boards, and that one just doesn't escape the zone. How do you not get the puck out of the zone? He had a wide open look. Now Dahlin back in there. Bruins still pressured in the zone. And they had a chance to clear it, and somehow they didn't. But now Dahlin steps up, and he loses the puck, so it doesn't get it deep in. This team is just all out of sorts. 30 seconds to go in the power play. Bruins entered the zone with some speed. And look, I mean, it's just so easy to get it set up cross, and it is tipped wide. But Boston just so easy to get it set up. Kozak has a little bit of pressure on the front zone. And they move the puck so nicely on the power play. It's lovely to watch, unlike ours. 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Cross crease, good block in front by the Sabres, and they will clear it. So a crucial power play was killed off. And now with 1:30 to go, you got to hope that you're only down by one at the end of this period. Can they hold up the defense and find out what the heck they can do to get back in this game? Casey Middlestad out there for the Bruins. Dahlin in the corner. Good job to shove his guy off the puck. And now the Sabres, Thompson will lead him up to center ice. But the Bruins have been doing a good job of just slowing these rushes. The Sabres just cannot generate anything. Byram keeps the puck in the zone. Zucker knocks it down. He gets crushed in the corner and bumped right off the puck. Goes back to him, though. Byram, cross crease to Power. Power shot gets deflected into the corner wide. The Sabres still have one shot on net. One shot on net. Byram back in his own zone as both teams will change. We've hit the 30-second mark in the period. "20 seconds to go in the first. Swayman almost loses the puck behind his net. The Bruins will do one more rush in this period with 10 seconds left. They whip it down, and now Timmins swings it around to Quinn. Quinn tries to get it up to Dome, but it's a little bit too far, and that's going to be an icing with 4.3 seconds to go. So 4.3 seconds to go. The Bruins will have one final look in this period, but you got to give credit to Alex Lyon. He's kept the Sabres in this game completely. 4.3. Face-off won by the Bruins. They get a quick chance. It goes wide, and that will end the first. The one shot in the period, that is absolutely atrocious. For the intermission, I am going to have Jaden put on a video. So Um, I will stall for a little bit, and then you guys will be able to watch a video, some content, until I come back for the second intermission, because there's really nothing to talk about from that first period. That was as bad as it gets. Luckily, they're only down by one, but this team right now is completely bewildered by injuries, and the guys they have on the ice right now, even the normal guys, not getting it done. So a video will pop up here. I'll be right back for the second period. How do I get past the blackout restriction? That is a good question. Um I'm not sure you want to after watching that first period, but yeah, I think yeah, I'm unsure why that would be. I'd pay your salary to know what the actual fascination between Pagula and Adams is. Just a yes, man. I think it's as simple as that. Just I don't know. I'll be back for the second period though, guys. Thank you for joining so far. All right, we are here at the Sabres home opener. All right, we are here at the Sabres home opener. We got 3 goals for this game. Number 1, we got to see our good boy Justin Danforth, the greatest hockey player of all time. Number 2, we got to see Kevin Adams, let him know he's doing a great job. And number 3, walking out here with the Sabres win. Let's do it. You had the best goal song a couple years ago.
Yeah.
My favorite.
Narcos?
Oh, this might actually be our year. Samuelson is finally gaining respect and signing autographs. If you guys remember from a couple years ago, walked right down, didn't sign anything. This might be our year. Here's our guy. This is the new MVP of the team. It's going to be the greatest player of all time. Monday's vlog, we will be repping full Danforth jersey. It's going to be a great time. We are all done with the blue carpet. Pretty cool event, as you guys could see. Matthias Samuelson actually doing some stuff. Maybe he's in for a big year. If we pan over this way, you guys can see P. Ham, a rare find indeed. We saw a lot of the media members as well. If you flip over to the other side here, we got people in the bars. It's pretty packed here. They said it's a sellout, so we'll see how the game is. I'll catch you guys then.
All right, guys, quick update here. We're here at the Sabres store. We got a lot of good stuff here. You know, Sabres just dropped their new goal song for the year. It's actually not new. We're going back to Kickstart My Heart. Whether or not there was actually a vote for this.
All right, we're here at the Sabres opener with
Alex Richard Tischendorf.
Big fan. I got to ask you, first things first, who's going to score the first goal of the season for the Sabres?
Let's go with Tage Thompson, the best USA hero, as he just took care of that the IAHF and the championship and got only 1-0. And that guy's got genes, and he's a great player, and I love him a lot. And I appreciate him giving me a bracelet from last year's fan appreciation, like you know, it's the blue and gold carpet, and I didn't know he was coming after me, but this really melted my heart and everything, and I just love TNT and made my life.
He's one of the best players on the team, has a rocket shot. Last question I'm going to ask you, do the Sabres break the playoff drought? Do they make the playoffs this year?
Absolutely. I believe we're going to get on the work and fix on to our formation on defense as we got on the group right here. So the special needs, Lindy Ruff has built it up that Lindy Ruff wants the defense to get on the core, and our power play just need to consider on the right time on the one-timers shooting on the slots, and just don't hold back and keep your heads down like this. Just need to look at the right point and just need to capitalize on the offense and just keep up working, and we'll get on the win and take it easy.
Good points. I think the team's great this year. The power play, like you said, has to get a little bit better, but thank you for doing this. So the giveaway today was this rally towel. Welcome to the Saberhood. A lot of people don't like that term, and we'll skip past that. Pretty cool towel, nevertheless. Walking in, pretty smooth. The new system to get the people in the door was very smooth. The Sabre store is pretty packed, and yeah. All right, so we have this new food option, of course, the Tage Chicken Parm. We were thinking of getting it, but it is $48. The food looks like there's plenty of options. Price is still very high. Let's go! MVP! Well, Sabres lose 4-0. Probably could have been 1-0. They started pushing. Alex Lyon looked good, but team did not come in. So now we are at the casino, and it is time to get even or even worse. Have a good one, guys.
Here comes the money.
Back. This team has certainly struggled so far this game. No doubt about it. Yeah, Victor, good point. Goaltending's been good, but 4 periods and no goals. Gonna need at least 2 tonight, and I don't know if that's gonna happen. This team just does not look for any offense, and you gotta assume it's a little bit coaching, a little bit just the players that are playing tonight. That bottom 6 is not gonna generate much. Hey, Sabres got a second intermission. So 2 shots on that. We'll take that. But I don't know. It's kind of like I was feeling after last game, after the first period. It's the same situation, right? You're down by 1. At the end of the day, that's all that matters, right? You can forget about it. And the Sabres played a much better second period in that first game. Let's see if they do the same in this one. Yeah, Alex Lyons single-handedly keeping them there. Both teams got a shot added. That's the thing with the NHL, right? If you ever do any betting or anything like that, talking about shots on goal, that is a tricky one. If you're doing team shots on goal, player shots on goal, they get added, subtracted. It's a mess. So I would definitely not recommend doing that. The paper bag might have to make its triumphant return this season. I don't know. There is a chance, but hopefully you guys enjoyed that vlog that we put during the intermission. We'll be making another one, and I don't want to, give too much away, but we'll be making another one for the game on Monday. I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. So be sure to stick around for that one and keep an eye on that one sometime later next week from the game on Monday. Jason raises a great question. Yeah, I mean, if you put a UPL in either of these games so far, I think you have the same result, if not worse. So no complaints so far. And if that's what Alex Lyon's going to show us all season long, between him and UPL splitting time, I think you're going to have a chance. Your goaltending is going to give you that opportunity. You just got to, score goals, right? I mean, 4 periods, no goals. That is terrible. Always keep the bag handy. Yeah, I don't have it up here right now, but it is. I could get it if need be. I might have to bring it back for the 3rd period, depending how this one goes. But we have only like a minute left in intermission, and then we're going to be back to playing some of that hockey, some of that sweet, sweet Sabres hockey. Ice leader is Bone Byram for the Sabres. Interesting. Power play. Look for the Sabres to get a power play this period. They usually like to try to even it out. Boston has had 2 so far. They're 0 for 2 on their power play opportunities. So we'll see if the Sabres can get one. Yeah, the bag is here in spirit. You know what I do have? Let's see if I can. Zoom back there. Today we have defended the old SCW championship. So that is back on full display. Got our championship belt here, and hopefully this can be our new prop. Instead of the paper bag, we could be rocking the WWE belt. Let me know what you guys think about that one. It is it's gonna be tough though, but yeah, for all the wins, we'll have this. For the losses, we'll have the paper bag. And something tells me the bag's gonna be getting a little bit more reppage this year rather than the SCW championship. But I'll keep this thing handy just in case the Sabres decide to score a goal. And yeah, I've had that thing for a little bit now, but we are back underway. Sabres got a shot on net. but it is saved. So now the shots are 17-3. I think they were a little bit late to cut back. I don't know how that's physically possible. Second game of the year, these guys are cutting back to action late, waiting for that first goal. Yeah, my first prediction was Josh Norris to get the first goal. That's out the window. Smooth Gaming in the chat, he predicted that is going to be Zucker. Let me know, who do you guys think gets the first goal in the chat right now? You don't got to hurry, though, because it's not going to happen anytime soon. Bruins win the faceoff. Sabres are able to keep it in. See if the Sabres really push for offense to start. Tage Thompson tripped up all by himself, and now the Bruins clear the zone. Yeah, so Dahlin now into the corner around the net. Good zone. Here we go, to the point. A little cut in by Dahlin. Looked like he got hooked, but no call there. Now he gets hit in the face, and now there is a whistle. Dahlin takes off his helmet, and it looks like, what did I say? There's going to be a power play early on in this period. Sure enough, the NHL evens out the power plays, and the Sabres will head to the power play, their first of the game. That's going to be Morgan Geekie going to the box for the Bruins. Steve, how's it going? Montreal and Detroit. So power play for the Sabres will start, and what do you know? They lose the faceoff, and it's cleared all the way down the ice. How about we put somebody that can win a faceoff on the power play? Would be nice. Dahlin. Pass to Tuck, who was somehow not ready for it. Now it's back to Thompson, and finally the Sabres get in the zone. Shot on net held by Swayman. 1:37 to go on the power play. We'll have an offensive zone faceoff. Let me know the audio. What do you guys like the audio better? Do you like it farther away, the mic, or is it better up close? Let me know. I know we've been messing around with the gain a little bit. When I watch back, sometimes it's a little crackly when it's closer. Let me know if it picks it up well when it's farther away. Thompson on the faceoff. This time he wins it back to the point to Dahlin. Dahlin takes a shot, goes wide. Oh, if it took a better bounce, that would have been an open net tap-in. But Sabres play it back to an open point. Again, I don't know how they continue to find the points where no one are, but that one gets cleared. And Dahlin does a drop pass to absolutely nobody. And now McLeod has to fight for it in the corner, and Thompson says, give me that thing. Head down. He's going all the way, end to end. Now he drops it back, and that one turned over. The Bruins have a 2-on-1 back the other way. And somehow the shot goes wide. McLeod clears it to Thompson. Thompson fakes the drop pass, tries to work around, but doesn't. And the Bruins will slap that one, but it's kept in by the Sabres. Somehow they keep that in, of all plays, and they get it set up. Power. 47 seconds to go on this power play. Up top, over to Tage, and Tage loses the puck, and it's backhanded all the way down the ice. This is the worst group of players of all time on this power play. Not one of them is a power play type player. No one can handle the puck. Now Power throws a wild pass to Byram. Quinn, speaking of guys who can't handle the puck, but anyway, open chance for Byram, but he missed the shot. Now he taps it back, and the Sabres are going to have one more look here. Kulik walks in, takes a shot, glove down, and held by Swayman. 13 seconds left. Another offensive zone faceoff coming up. If they can win it, they can get one more chance. But this power play, again, continues to be too lackadaisical, too slow. They have to start passing the puck a little bit quicker, getting those bang-bang plays instead of just methodically skating the puck around. And it's just, again, it's the same thing. And I mean, I'm starting to get past the point where it's the power play system. I think it might just be the players on the power play. It's just this group of guys. It's not their specialty. Power back to the point. That one slapped close by Doan, but it's held and saved. Whistle with 5 seconds. We'll have one more power play faceoff. With the bad power play, indeed. Looks like the Bruins had more chances on this power play than the Sabres, as Doan was crushed after that last play. Just not a physical team whatsoever. Offensive zone faceoff lost because he put the fourth line out there on the power play for the last couple of seconds. Malenstein gets a hit, but the Bruins will have plenty of time to clear the zone. Kozak able to keep it in. Geertsen takes a slap shot that goes nowhere, and the Bruins cycle it back. So a good penalty kill for the Bruins. Sabres up to 5 shots, though. The Sabres are actually able to get some shots on as Timmins pinches the zone. Bruins still have control, and now they will finally have space to take it up into the Sabres end. Good fight from the Sabres. Doan chips it up and into the Bruins end. Not a whole lot of pressure on it. Doan's doing it all himself. He gets back to that one. Doan tries to get it down low, and he does. Pinched behind the Bruins end. Bounces in front of Zacha. Zacha makes a nice no-look pass. But McLeod's able to get it, and he passes it back to Bryson. Bryson down low to Doan. Doan's backhand goes over the blue line. Doan again. Now he finds Danforth up top, and he will chip it into the end and chase after it himself. Middle stack gets bumped off the puck by Krebs. Krebs tries to get it back to the point, and he does. But the pass across to Bryson goes outside the zone. So the Sabres will change it up and quickly bring the puck back in the zone. Thompson around the outside takes a shot. Nice blocker save by Swayman. Kept in the zone. Another shot. That one tipped and held by Swayman. So Swayman, a couple of nice saves in a row. Nothing too crazy, but keeping the puck in front of him and not allowing rebounds. Yeah, Jason, I agree. The guys just don't have that fight so far this year, and they're going to need all of that and then some to win games. Leak loses the draw. And now the Bruins back the other way. They're going to have a nice shot by Pasternak. That one goes wide. Touched up by Dahlin, but Zucker cannot control the outlet pass. Just sloppy play from the Sabres all night long so far. From that good play by Dahlin to knock that one away. And it just escapes the zone. Thompson gets his stick on it, pass it up, and his pass goes awry. And just cannot hit these simple passes so far in this game. Boston slowly with Pasternak. From the net, good block by Tuck. The Sabres will be able to regroup, and Timmins will finally gain control of it, and he will have a nice cross-crease pass to Quinn. Quinn makes a nice move. He gets taken down. That's going to be a penalty. Timmins cross-crease pass back to the point, and Samuelson shot goes wide. They still have control of the puck on the delayed penalty. Sabres will have another power play. Now they have an extra guy out there. Krebs back pass. Samuelson down low to Timmins. Up top to Samuelson again. Out wide. Down low to Krebs. Oh, he had a wide open look. A good save by Swayman again. Just taking way too long to shoot that puck. It's on his stick. He has a wide open net, and he takes too long to set it up. What a look. But anyway, Sabres will head to the power play. Finally starting to get some life. Shots are 19-8. And we'll have a power play coming up. But, man, how do you not score that if you're Krebs? That is just terrible. Good job by Quinn to draw this penalty, though. A nice back move cut in, and I think Matthews was the one to trip him up. And, yeah, I mean, good save by Swayman. But Krebs, again, just nothing is easy. Couldn't handle the pass, had to reset it. That's the difference from the elite players and, fringe NHL guys. And that's something that Peyton Krebs has to get better at if he wants to be in this league for a long time. You got to be able to touch those passes up and, bang, bang into the net. Sabres power play. They're going to get a second opportunity. And McLeod kind of wins the draw. It's loose in front of the net, but now Boston plays it back to the point. Zucker, I don't know how Zucker doesn't keep that in the zone. Whatever. Back to Dahlin, and the Sabres will have to regret it. It was actually Mitten on the tripping call. Dahlin up. Wayman has it behind the net. Dangerous play to the corner. Now it's loose to Tuck. Sabres trying to jam at it back to the point, but they're unable to do so, and Boston's going to get another clear. No, Thompson keeps it in the zone. Good job by Tage. Back to Thompson. Now he gives it away. And now Boston will be able to clear the zone. The power play, it is eerie how difficult they find it to just settle the puck down in their own end. Like, there's 2 steps to a power play. Get it set up slowly, and then, do your bang, bang play. Good job by Zucker there. Finally, they get it set up, and Byram just gives it away. And back down the ice. They get it set up, and they just panic, right? At the end of the day, you could say whatever you want about the system, but it's just the sheer lack of talent on the ice. I mean, just unacceptable. Doan in front of the net, and somehow, some way, it gets cleared again through 2 sticks. And the Sabres power play now has 30 seconds left. Power at center ice. Tries a drop pass. It goes nowhere. I don't know why they keep trying to drop pass. Now Doan finally gets into the ice, into the end to Quinn. Quinn has some space, and with 20 seconds left, the Sabres finally get it set up. Quinn to the bumper, back up top to Power. He has Kulik down low if he wants him, and he waited way too long, and his pass gets intercepted. And it gets intercepted again, and now a breakaway for the Bruins. No good, but we're going to have a tripping call on Lyon, or a hooking call, whatever. So the Sabres will head back to the penalty after 2 terrible passes by Owen Power. And Kulik's going to head to the box for that one. Yeah, Kulik just turns it over. Just an atrocious power play. I mean, this looks like an AHL team. And potentially a goal-saving penalty. And it is Owen Power on the penalty, but not much you could ask for him there. Javier, how's it going? I got the Bruins winning 3-1. Yeah, Victor. So you get 2 power play opportunities this period, and you blow both of them. And now we head to commercial, and yeah, it's going to be another penalty kill, and you cannot go down by 2 goals this game. There's no coming back from that. I mean, it is brutal right now, this team. And you can't even blame the bottom guys so far this game. Your top guys just are not playing sound hockey. Yeah, somehow, some way, you gotta hold them to a kill. I mean, this potentially is the worst Sabres team of the drought era so far. And it can easily be fixed, right? There are a couple pieces, a couple injured guys away from coming back. But right now, the group of guys out there, it is just full on panic. Nothing is going right. Again, the effort off the ice, the effort in the management huddle reflects the effort shown on the ice. And the job that Kevin Adams has done in his tenure is so laughable, so pathetic that it has gotten to this point. So here comes a power play for the Bruins. Sabres have got to kill it. Gonna be a good start. Samuelson gets a piece of the pass, and he whips it down the ice. Charlie McAvoy will bring it back up the ice for the Bruins. Back up top. Good job by Samuelson. Again, rips the puck, and Ryan McLeod is able to clear it. 30 seconds done with this penalty. Quarter of the way. Zaka. And I mean, look at it. This is a prime example. Like, coaching the Sabres power play or these players, whatever, just watch other teams get it set up. It's so easy. You walk in the zone. You have one extra guy, and you just pass it down low to the guy who's open. Nobody struggles quite like the Sabres on the power play. There's going to be an open chance, and it's deflected. Oh, my, that would have been a goal, but it was not. Puck jumped on Geekie, and he missed the wide open look, but the Bruins still have a good amount of pressure here. They're swinging it around halfway through this power play. Up to Pasternak. His shot gets deflected wide, and what a save by Alex Lyon. Gloves that one down and holds on. And if you're Alex Lyon, what are you thinking right now? Single-handedly keeping him in the game. Lindholm on this attempt. We're going to take a look at the replay. Pasternak, the pass goes out wide and wide open net. And Alex Lyon able to glove it down. I mean, yeah, that was headed towards the back of the net if he didn't make that save. Holy moly. "45 seconds to go on this penalty kill. Yeah, Victor, I certainly hope those records are not broken, but the way this team's playing, you never know. Oh, why? There's a point shot. It's loose in front of Lyon. I'll play to the side. McLeod gets taken down. A couple of guys trip. He tripped a guy as a result of him getting tripped. No calls. And the Bruins keep it in the zone. 30 seconds to go on the power play. Back into the corner, back to the point. A nice cycle from the Bruins. Again, just waiting for their opportunity. They know it's going to open up. Now down low. 15 seconds to go on the penalty kill. Down low again. Good stick by Byram, but it stays in the zone. 5 seconds to go on this penalty kill. Back down low, backhand. Good save by Lyon. Still loose in front. And now Tuck gets it. He gets it up, and the Sabres will have a 2-on-1 back the other way as Power exits the zone. Power's going to have a shot, and his goes wide. Well, they killed off the penalty, but it took a massive save by Alex Lyon to do so. 10 minutes to go. We're halfway through the second period. Sabres still somehow only down 1-0. Samuelson puts his guy into the boards, but the Bruins are going to have a chance back the other way. Sabres get caught flat-footed defensively. Good active stick so far this game. That's the only positive. That one tips up and in. What a weird goal. Lyon did not see that one at all. It deflected and took a high bounce through his legs. Kostelic gets the goal, and the Bruins head up 2-0. And it all starts with Connor Timmins sitting flat-footed in front of the net, not taking on his guy. He gets caught in no man's land, and the Sabres, whole lot of standing around doing nothing. Tage Thompson with a one-hand weak attempt, and Timmins not tying up his guy. Connor Timmins needs to go to the Jacksonville Icemen ASAP. Now, the only thing is that was tipped pretty high. This might get reviewed for a high stick. Let's take a look here. Maybe not. Nope, they're underway already. Okay, so Kozak into the corner. Plays it over to Geertsen. And that gets cleared all the way down the ice. No icing, though, so Bryson has to panic with it. Cleared over the blue line. Down low to Power. Power across the red line. to Kozak. That is just unbelievable. I know they're missing guys, but this team has just no. As Doan is going to get a chance, backhands it, and then, oh, it trickles just wide of the net. Josh Doan, a nice chance. Ion plays it down low to Dahlin. His shot just escapes the zone, and now the Sabres will enter with a little bit of speed. Danforth around the outside. Plays it to the corner. Krebs back to the point. Down low to Dahlin. His shot gets blocked and outside the zone. So again, the Sabres power play absolutely killing them this game. Had 2 chances to tie it up, unable to do so, and then Boston gets an even strength goal. Power play now 0 for 6 on the year with really nothing showing from it. Dahlin in his own end. His breakout pass, batted down. Sabres just have no talent right now on the ice. This is truly as bad as it gets. Got to get a goal before the end of the second to get it back within 1. A little bit of speed. Sabres first line out there, but they dump it in, and the Bruins will be able to clear it. Whole lot of dump and chase. I don't think the coaching staff matches the players on this team. The setup might work for a different group of guys, but this one, Sabres were built to have a fast team, a team that, wins games in high numbers. Their type of win would be like a 4-3 win or something like that. But right now, it's being coached like a team that is capable of winning games 2-1, and it's just not happening. Owen Power behind his own net. Searching for an outlet. Everyone's standing still. Gets cleared, but not very far, and the Bruins will send it the other way as the Sabres change. Timmins loses the puck in front of his own net. And it's deflected again, a weird deflection, this time covered up by Lyon. So it's 6:31 to go in the period. We will head to commercial break, 2-0 Boston. So yeah, not a good start. Seiya Suzuki has just tied the game for the Cubs, 1-1 with the Brewers. Yeah, it's tough to gauge Lindy, but when they brought him back, it was clear as day that the team they brought him back with last year was the furthest thing from what a team that he should be coaching, and they haven't really changed it too much in his favor. So yeah, I don't understand how it happens, but it continues to happen. There's absolutely zero positive moves this team makes every single season. The team just continues to get worse and worse. And right now they're dealing with the injuries. I get it, but starting off 0-2, and you got the Avalanche Monday, and already what would be like a must-win game, get the season back on track. It's going to be tough. Lindy Ruff isn't the same coach. I don't know the systems wise, but I've been very disappointed with Lindy Ruff's just like on the bench, right? Like we expected some, and we don't know what happens behind closed doors, but we expected some aggression from Lindy Ruff, and he just kind of seems like he's just having a good time living out the last couple of years of his NHL tenure, which is whatever. But I don't know. I think he seems pretty checked out from a public point of view. And just kind of disgraceful start to the season for the Sabres. Not a whole lot of effort being put out. We're back underway. Boston wins the draw. They're going to have a chance in front of the net, turned over Now the Sabres slowly get it back the other way. Chip a shot on net. Swayman couldn't hang on to it, but he is able to play it off the side. Krebs, the front of the net, but Boston's been doing a good job of keeping everything away from that center spot, something the Sabres have not been good at. That one deflects out of play, and we'll have a face-off in the Sabres end. Shots are 24-9. And Sabres, they're going to need to score now 2 goals to at least get a point this game, and I really don't see that happening with the way they're playing. Yeah, better time spent than watching this team for sure. And again, it's only game 2. They got guys coming back, so I wouldn't give up just yet, but certainly not the start you were looking for effort-wise. McLeod plays it around all the way to the point. Loose for Quinn. Quinn behind the net. Sabres are going to need a lucky bounce here. Something to go their way to get back in this one. Byram plays it back, round into the corner. Puck to Dahlin. Dahlin plays it all the way around the Boston net. Now Boston able to settle. The Sabres just they've had no pressure on Boston when they're bringing the puck up. Of course, no turnovers. Tage around the outside has to take a long-range shot right into the chest of Swayman. He'll hang on. And that's been the bulk of the Sabres offense so far this season. Just long-range shots right into the chest. Nothing in close. And somehow we're going to commercial yet again. We were just at commercial, but okay. But certainly a rough game. They do not look inspired. Not an inspired group of guys whatsoever. It's hard to win games when they put out a lineup like they did today. Had some good college football games on today. We got MLB playoffs rounding out throughout the rest of the week, and then it's fully into football season, and then hockey and basketball. And looks like the Sabres are certainly going to get off to a slow start to that season. More money off the commercials than Sabres hockey, yeah. I mean, a lot of people would probably rather watch the commercials than watch the Sabres skate around and lose, but it's just incredible. Both games so far this season, they've been gifted power play opportunities to get right back in the games. And not only do they not get back in the games, they don't even get close. They give the other team momentum for how bad their power play has been. I mean, right now, you got Benson returning Wednesday, but some of these other guys have not yet skated. It's going to be a long run. Going to be a long run to the start of the season. Sabres gotta get points while they can, and they're just not in the position to do so. Boston back the other way, 2-on-1. Good defense by Owen Power. He's looked good so far this game to break up that 2-on-1. And the Sabres will quickly get it back to center ice. Tage has a little bit of space, but now just has to play it into the corner. Loses the puck, and he's just got no help. Loses his stick, no penalty. Now Power is a nice breakout pass, but Zucker's not in the zone. And again, they seem to be just giving away chances left and right. They'll have a little bit of a window, and they just don't go for the net. This team does not have enough talent to try to set something up. They got to take the shots while they can and hope for lucky bounces, especially down 2-0. Quinn up top. Back to him. Quinn has a little bit of a window. He'll take it in the zone. He's got a toe drag, take a shot. See, just like that. You take your toe drag. Swayman has to make a tough pad save, and the rebound pops right back out. Now the Sabres have it at the point. Byram up top. That one deflected into the corner, and the Bruins will be able to clear. But a prime example of what the Sabres should be doing right now. Good job by Jack Quinn to do his patented toe drag move. That clearing attempt does not go anywhere, and the Bruins had a nice open look. Good save by Lyon. Puck. We'll flip it up and out of the zone. Behind the back passes, and the Bruins will be able to change now as Lyon has to retreat behind his net. He swings around to Byram. Byram, nice pass up top, but Danforth cannot handle it cleanly, and he'll have to chase in the corner for it. To Doan, back to the point. Nice play by Timmins to the other point. Oh, again, a bad bounce. If it would have went to the stick of Krebs, he would have had a tap in, but now quickly back the other way for the Bruins. A good defensive play by Krebs to get back. Timmins' breakout pass gets intercepted by Middlestat. Luckily for him, it bounces right back on his stick, and he's able to try it the other way. Doan, showing a little bit of speed, gets tripped down, no call. I don't even know if we want power plays at this point. The Bruins, led by Casey Middlestat, will look for a change as they dump it into the Sabres end. Timmins swings around to Samuelson. Game's starting to open up a little bit, though. Sabres had a couple good looks in the last few minutes. Nice play by Krebs to keep it in the zone. I don't know why he's still out here. Maybe double shifting. Zucker. Down low for Thompson. Swings it around the boards. Alden back to the point. One-timer. Dowling misses that completely, but that's a nice move. And now we have a whistle. Oh, boy. We have a penalty, and I think it's going to Tage. Offensive zone penalty yet again. Another one. Unbelievable how many offensive zone penalties this team takes. No need for it. They're going to say interference, goaltender, no, just interference in front of the net, cross-check. Should have been just a cross-checking penalty, but nevertheless, Tage Thompson takes a very dumb penalty when Dahlin was about to have a good look on the net. And with 2:10 to go in the second period, the Sabres will have to spend the rest of it killing off a penalty. And that would be the best case scenario. Worst case scenario is the Bruins score before that. And right off the faceoff, we have a whistle. A Boston stick broke. See what happened right off the draw here. It looks like Geeky's stick just broke. Timmins may have slashed him. I don't know why they blew it dead. Maybe they blew it dead before the faceoff. They actually ended up moving the faceoff outside of the zone, so maybe they must have called something on the faceoff. Pasternak in a nice position down low, trying to set up a sneak play. They do get it to him, but it took too long. The Sabres realized he was down there, and now Timmins will clear the zone. 1:45 to go on the penalty. Again, if you give up a goal here, it's pretty much game over. There's a nice shot. Good blocker save by Lyon. All the way around to the point. Bruins on the verge of going 3-0 to start this year. No one expected that. Their schedule hasn't really been that hard either, though. Good play by Tuck to get out of the zone, and that's going to be an interference call. Delayed penalty, but Tuck now with the 2-on-1. Tuck takes a 5-hole shot, and it's saved. Oh, you got to have a better look than that if you're Alex Tuck, but a good job by him to draw the penalty, and we'll have 4-on-4 for the remaining 1:14 of this period. Pasternak takes that penalty, I believe. Good penalty to take, but Tuck's still able to get a chance, and he could have walked right in if he wanted to. He took the shot way too early. And an easy save by Swayman. Again, another opportunity by this team that they just refuse to score a goal. I mean, it's like they have a challenge not to score. So both teams' best offensive player is in the box for this 4-on-4. Maybe a 4-on-4 is what this team needed. Well, you will see. Face-off win, back to the point. Dahlin to Byram, back to Dahlin. Dahlin going to make a nice 1-2 move, drops it back to Quinn. Quinn takes a shot that's deflected up and out of play. So 1:02 left in the period and 53 on the 4-on-4. Offensive zone faceoff. Sabres really needing a goal. On the verge of starting 5 periods with no goals. Sabres win the draw. It goes back to Byram. Byram gets it to Dahlin. Dahlin, nice little move. It over to Quinn. Quinn takes a shot. That one goes wide. Dahlin can't keep it in, but Byram will look to hold off his man. Dahlin cycles back to center ice, and the Sabres had an opportunity to get it changed. They're not going to. They're going to keep the same group out there. The Bruins probably getting a little tired defending now as the Sabres bring it in with Kulik. Kulik tries to cross creaser, but good defense. Now Dahlin had a slot chance and fanned on the shot. So the Sabres just every chance they get, they're just whiffing on it. They seem so hesitant. Now the Sabres take their change with 20 seconds to go, but they back up far enough to let the Bruins get a change. The puck IQ is just 0 with this group. Power cuts in up top. Timmins. Drop pass to, is that Kozak? Back to Power, takes a shot, bounces up in the air, and the Bruins are able to clear it, and that will end the second. The Sabres will start the third period with 46 seconds on the power play. I will be right back. We'll have another video playing for intermission. So far, uninspiring hockey for the Sabres. Gonna need 2 at least in the third. period time. It is time for a whole lot of fun. Third period, third period. We'll see if the Sabres can come back from a 2-0 deficit. I think moral victory of this period would be to score a goal. Didn't expect a win coming into tonight, especially with the lineup, but score a goal, just get on the board, and then we can, hope to win Monday and get on track. But what a disaster start to this game so far. Or it starts from the top and trickles down. Exactly, right? Like, if you're on the ice and you have zero faith in the organization, you're not going to be playing all out. I'll always say too, like if you're working a job, right, and you have zero chance to get promoted, you're getting paid by the hour. You're not going to try your hardest. You're not going to risk anything for your coworkers or for your job. But if you got a chance to get promoted, you got a chance to make the playoffs. You got a chance to climb the ladder. You're going to give everything you got to get to that moment. So I think it's just kind of a lack of confidence in the organization. Yeah, about Pagula. Yeah, that's again, the cap numbers are tricky. Remember, they're paying Jeff Skinner. In years prior, they're paying Johnny Boychuk and certain other players just to reach the cap floor. So if you look at the math about Terry Pagula, you could say, oh, well, for the last 5 years, he spent, almost to the cap ceiling. And that is correct. But, the more deep dive you do into it, you can really tell that a lot of the money is not going to players who are either healthy or on the team, right? There's been 3 seasons in the last 6 that Terry Pagula has shelled out money to players who are retired and has paid their injury compensation to get to the cap floor. So keep that in mind. Also, like I said, Jeff Skinner is getting paid this year. We're paying him to score goals for the San Jose Sharks. Yeah, on the players, I mean, it's certainly on everyone, right? Like the players are still playing like terrible, but like the cap's going up, right? So I see a lot of people saying like, oh, you can't pay this guy, can't pay that guy, but like again, between Tuck and Thompson, they had 80 goals last year. You can't say Thompson has a bad contract. He has one of the best contracts in the league when he's playing good. So it is tough, and you got to get free agents to come to Buffalo. You have to pay a free agent. I always like to say between $2 and $4 million over a good team. So if a guy's choosing between Vegas and Buffalo, for example, the Sabres would have to pay him probably $3 million more to get him to swing it to Buffalo, no matter the situation. So with that being said, too, look at the contracts. You look at like Jason Zucker, for example. You got to overpay him, or else he's just going to go to a contender. So take into account those sort of things and the fact that they're still not at the cap ceiling. If they were at the cap ceiling, it'd be one thing, but they're not. And at the end of the day, you cannot complain about the money spent. As long as they spend all the money, I don't care what they end up getting, but they're not spending all the money, number one. And number two, the guys that they have spent the money on either are not playing right now or are not helping the team whatsoever. So third period starts off. Got 40 seconds left on this power play. Thompson brings it all the way in the zone with some speed. Going to be easily cleared by the Bruins, though, and they'll be left with 20 seconds. Yeah, Zucker was great last year. I don't know how much left he's going to have in the tank for this season. Hopefully a lot. But, yeah, he's certainly a good player. Sabres get a set up with 10 seconds to go in the power play down low to McLeod. McLeod gets it on net. That rebound shoots way out, and it deflects outside the zone. That will end the power play. And now the Sabres really got to get going. Thompson has a little bit of space, but he loses the puck. And here come the Bruins back the other way. Shot wide. Bruins in their own end. And again, winning solves all, right? If the Sabres just make the playoffs once, all of a sudden, whoever was part of breaking the drought is a hero. Just like the Bills, right? Tyrod Taylor, no matter how many bad games he had, he'll be remembered for breaking the drought. Who's in front of the net? There's going to be a shot, and Doan. Oh, almost. Sabres still with another chance. Quinn now cycles it back, taken down around the edge, and this team they cannot stay on their feet. Everything slips off the stick. Now, bad giveaway by Byram in front of the net. He'll get it back and toss it up to Beck Malenstein. His entry can't even get through the zone cleanly, and that's going to be offsides. Yeah, I know some people have said stuff about Paterka. I mean, personally, I'm the biggest Paterka fan you'll ever meet. I think he's going to be a superstar. He's just a little bit of confidence away. So, yeah, getting rid of him was, and for the return that we got, a huge underwhelmment. Dome looks good so far, though. And, if Kesselring can help power out, I guess it's okay. But losing a guy like Paterka sucks. Keep in mind the state of the franchise, though. You need a more complete team, and if you got guys that could get you multiple pieces, I guess you got to do it. But 100%, I mean, the GM's got to be the first one blamed. McLeod, a little bit of speed, but the puck just knocked off his stick, and the Sabres just cannot cleanly handle the puck tonight or at all this season. They just these players just absolutely fumbling and bumbling. And gets it up to Danforth. Danforth tries to get a pass across, forced it. That goes nowhere. Now Boston ices the puck. Sabres will touch up with 16:47 in the third. Yeah, and then again, we don't know the right answer to this team. We don't know all the behind the scenes stuff. But I think no matter who you blame, whether you blame Pagula, Lindy, Kevin Adams, or the players, I think you're correct in all four stages. How's it going, Steven? Yeah, not a good start to the season for sure, but thanks for being here. $16:38, and yeah, the Sabres gonna have to get a goal before the 10-minute mark to really have a shot in this one. Yeah, Victor, exactly. I mean, if you're in a 15-year playoff drought, nobody on this team should be exempt from criticism. It is funny, the people who are like, "Oh, no, it's just like, no, Terry's not to blame at all. Like, Kevin Adams is doing a great job." Like, I don't know. It's unheard of in the NHL, a league probably the easiest league to make the playoffs, and the main ones. Unheard of to have a drought this long. Darlene tries to go through three guys. He gets stripped of the puck, and Boston will come back with a somewhat of an odd man rush. Good defensive play by Doan, and a good back check by Darlene. Now Power pins it, and Boston will start rotating it around in the offensive end. Sabres stick breaks. That's Doan's stick. I don't know how that broke. I don't even think he touched anything with it. Darlene giving it all the effort there to get that puck just outside the end so the Sabres can change. Bryson behind the net. Nice play. It up to Byram, to McLeod. McLeod. His shot tipped up and out of play. They cannot get the puck on the net. Yeah, I mean, obviously not Terry Pegula's fault about Cousins at all, but I mean, I think there's the simple fact that if you own a franchise for 15 years and they don't make the playoffs, you got to be at fault a little bit, right? You could go pick anyone off the street to just run an organization, the NHL, if they had the money, and I think they'd make the playoffs. So he's just pushed every wrong button since owning the team, especially after making so many claims that this team's going to win cups and blah blah blah, and they have the drought started with Terry Pegula, and there's been a lot of names with this team that have certainly not helped him out, but at the end of the day, he is the top guy and refuses to talk to the media about the Sabres and, doesn't want to take any of the blame, but is still the head honcho. So yeah, it is embarrassing for him, and how he's handled the situation is disgusting. But yeah, there's certainly people who have been a little more involved who have done worse for the organization in his ownership time for sure. Boston with 14:30, just playing in their defensive zone. Sabres waiting for them to make a mistake. Krebs is going to chip it the rest of the way. Timmins almost gives it away behind the net, but now it is up to Krebs. Quinn will send it in. It gets stuck behind the net. Don't stop chasing after it. Now Krebs gets on it. Krebs back to Quinn, back to the point. Tipped in, and that was a good chance. Off the stick of Doan, but a good save by Swayman. And now the Bruins will head back the other way. 2-on-2. They need to change, so they're just going to rip it in. And Timmins will be there to collect it and let both teams change. And we will head to commercial with 13:18 to go in the third. Sabres still no offensive pressure. Nope, we got a 72 jersey. You got the 70s, right? But if anyone owns a 78 Jacob Bryson jersey, they are full psychos. Yeah, Remy. I mean, running the Instagram and stuff, I would say a majority of Sabres fans were very, very upset about the Paterka trade. So I don't know the people you've seen that have said that Paterka is not needed, but I mean, I've been very vocal about it. I think a lot of other people have too, that Paterka is a future superstar and somebody that, this team could really have used. I've come around on the trade a little bit, with when Kesselring gets back. I think he will definitely spark that defensive group. But again, we're seeing a team where one of the biggest piece of that trade is not playing. And now, did they get fleeced on that trade? No matter what Kesselring looks like, absolutely. But at the end of the day, we can't really make a judgment on it until we see what Kesselring can do for this franchise. And it's not just him; it's what he could do with Owen Power as well. So impossible to really judge that trade this soon. But if you look at Kevin Adams' other trades, they are all pretty bad. So I'm sure we could assume where it's going to head. I mean, like people say that, like, the Sabres could be in a different city if he wasn't the owner, but I mean, again, since he's owned the team has not made the playoffs. So I don't know if that's true. At the time he bought the team, they were, still very popular in Buffalo. And then you get the Eichel thing, and the team's selling out the arena to watch Eichel play, and that was the most hype the Sabres have been in the last 10 years. It was Eichel's rookie season, and since then it's been a downward spiral, and they just cannot get off of it. Like we have an icing call. So yeah, again, like to blame one person, like one single person for this franchise's demise, you can't do. I think everyone who's touched a blue and yellow sweater in that organization is to blame a little bit, some more than others. But the fact that they have not had a single good head coach or GM since Terry Pagula has purchased the team just shows what, kind of not only knowledge he has to hire the guys, but kind of pull, and nobody wants to come here, and your number one job as a GM and owner is to get people to want to come here. And with the Bills it's so easy, right? You got Josh Allen. Who doesn't want to play on a team with Josh Allen? The Sabres, you don't have that, so you have to find another way to sell players up here, and winning solves all. And a team that hasn't won in 15 years, it's an impossible job, but it's your job, and if you're failing at it year after year, you got to find a way. Yeah, and that Eichel situation really set the team back too. I don't know. The way the organization handled it, combined with Eichel's handling of it, where Eichel wanted out, but the organization wouldn't let him have the surgery. So it ended up just, I don't even know. They tanked his trade value so low because of the PR that they were putting out about him and how they handled it, that again, we look at the trade and we got Tuck fine. Krebs has been okay at best. But like a guy of Eichel's stature, you should have gotten so much more for, and they didn't. And at the time of that trade, too, Tuck was not supposed to be as good as he has become with the Sabres. So could you imagine Tuck not being a good player? I mean, that would have been the worst trade of all time, potentially. Pastrnak breakaway chance, good save by Lyon. 11:45 to go in this game. Sabres just cannot get anything going. Quinn knocks it down, sends it to the front of the net, but it's intercepted, and Boston goes back the other way, 2-on-1. Now 2-on-2, good defense from Dahlin to strip Pastrnak of the puck. But Boston doing a great job just taking away any opportunity the Sabres get. They'll bring it in the zone, and it immediately is off their stick. I mean, at the end of the day, Pagula gets the final say on who he's picking as the GM and coach, and there's really no one else when it comes to GM. I mean, GM's your guy, so if you're firing your GM, it's all down to the owner to pick a guy. Now the coach, you got a little bit different help, right? You got some other managers, assistant GM, but again, at the end of the day, it comes down to Terry. I agree, Jason. I've heard some things about the Eichel situation where he was just kind of doing that to whatever the team would have said, right? If the team wanted him to get the fusion surgery, I heard that he was going to try to get the simpler surgery, right? So I think it was just kind of a way for him to break ties with the team, but at the same time, just ridiculous what they did, and then they waited so long too, it tanked his value. Just and then if you're a player on another team and you look how the Sabres handle that and treat their best player, who would want to come here? So just a complete failure by this team, and they have yet to recover from it. Zucker, quick turnover. He's going to get a shot on net, and it goes in! Oh my goodness. Jason Zucker, how about that? Jaden guessed it. Jason Zucker through 6 periods. The Sabres on the board, and with 10 minutes to go, only trail 2-1. Wow. I mean, this game still seems like there's no chance. It was off a defenseman's stick, a little bit of a lucky goal, but that's what you needed. And how about Matthias Samuelsson to strip that puck? I know we've said a lot of negative things about Samuelsson as a community, but he has had one of the best starts to a season that any Sabres player has had in recent times. I think he's been one of the best players so far this year. The Bruins hit the puck out of play. It'll be an offensive zone faceoff for the Sabres with 10:09 to go. Hey, if the Sabres could at least get a point tonight, I doubt they do, but now you have a chance to push. Only down by one on the board. I cannot believe it. Yeah, Sawyer, I can't believe it. Ugh. Boston clears the puck all the way down the zone. It'll be an icing. Let's go, Jason, with the dono. It says finally first goal of the season. And how about it, Jason Zucker? One goal away from tying this up. You got plenty of time to do it. Wow. Thank you, Jason, for the dono. I appreciate it. Again, like I've said with donos, even if it's like 50 cents or whatever, it adds to our total and it helps us get revenue quicker, that we can improve the quality of the videos and the streams and the vlogs and all that. So I appreciate it. There's a penalty, and the Sabres are going to the power play. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Going to be Charlie McAvoy to the box for tripping. So when we come back from break, the Sabres will head to a power play, and if they could get their first power play goal of the season, they could tie it. Yeah, Jason, he's got the same first name as you. And again, ideally, he's not one of your best players, but it looks like the way this season's going, he's going to have to come up huge like he did last year. And he was probably a top 3 offensive player for the team last year, which is not what you really want, but he's overachieving and everyone else is underachieving. So yeah, we'll take it. I mean, this would just be comical if the Sabres could snag at least a point out of this game. I doubt it happens. I'm sure this power play will go dramatically, but yeah, I think the Sabres did. Kevin must have phoned it in. And I know there's rumors that Kevin Adams does watch YouTube channels and might have a connection to this one, and his family might watch our videos. And again, I'm never gonna let anyone who watches these videos sway my judgment on what I say. So I don't care who watches these videos, players, coaches, whatever. I'm gonna always be honest and give my true thoughts. So if a coach watches these videos and I'm aware of it, I'm not gonna shy away from calling them out. Feel like that's what you got to do. Player wise too, I mean, guys that we talk to in person, guys that we talk to, on interviews, on podcasts, guys that we message. And, at the end of the day, my job here is to call out what I see, and I'm never going to be biased on that. So Sabres face off, they win the face off. Thompson with their first momentum of the season to Dahlin, back to Thompson, one timer, and his stick absolutely shatters. But a little too much on that one. But they're able to keep it in the zone. Dahlin at the point, back down low. Cage is back out there with a new twig. Zucker behind the net. Up top to McLeod. McLeod takes a shot, goes wide and outside the zone. So a wild shot by McLeod. Not a good look. Victor, thank you for the $2 donation. I appreciate it. W's in the chat for you guys. Dahlin drops it back to Tage. Tage up top to Tuck. Tuck swings it around. It's going to go all the way to the point to Zucker, who keeps it in. Zucker back to the point to Dahlin. Swings it out wide to Tuck. Tuck finds Thompson, takes a shot. That one quickly off of Swayman's pad, and it bounces almost outside the zone. Dahlin kept it in, but now it'll be shot all the way down on Alex Lyon halfway through the power play. Man, this power play needs to hit. Drop pass to Kulik. Another drop pass. This time to Quinn. Quinn gets it in deep, but there's no one there and no one at the point. Again, there's just zero camaraderie on this power play. They don't know what each other are doing. Poorly coached players don't know what the heck is going on. And a pass by Power goes off Byram's stick and back all the way into the Sabres end. So another wasted power play. The Sabres will still have 8 minutes, but another wasted opportunity. Power. He's going to take it in himself, get it to Kulik. Kulik gets it back to Power, and he can't handle the pass. It would have been a nice chance. And now Doan gets spun around, another chance that they just waste away. And that'll be the end of the power play. So quick 2 minutes down the drain. Up to Malenstein. Chips it in. Danforth. Tries to get it back to the point, but that's a terrible pass, and it's picked off by Pasternak. And it'll scoot by Timmins. Timmins fighting for it. Danforth is going to be the first one on it. And he gets his pocket picked by Pasternak. And here come the Bruins with a lane. There's the shot deflected wide. It's behind the net line. Doesn't know where it is. Back out in front. And finally, the Sabres will be able to clear with Krebs. Krebs to center ice. He's going to wait for the change. Good job holding possession. The Sabres will get that first line back out there. Dahlin to McLeod. McLeod out wide. This pass gets stripped, and it is sent back into the Sabres' end. So this power play just continues to kill this team. I mean, so many chances that they just cannot get even a scoring chance on. Puck. Finally, the Sabres get it all the way in the Bruins' end. The power play started good, too. They were able to get some momentum and get some zone time, but McLeod's wild shot that didn't even hit the net ended that one. And now the Bruins clear the zone again, and Dahlin's pass goes awry, and Middlestat set up a one-timer. Shot goes wide, but it's back to the point again. That one deflected up and into the corner. Boston, a third shot, goes wide. Now the Sabres will just clear it outside the zone with 6 minutes to go. Dahlin slows it down. This pass goes to Kulik. Kulik's just got to whip it deep in the end. And they just continue to play this dump and chase style hockey, and they don't have the players to do it. They don't have the big body guys to play dump and chase. You got to come in the zone with speed. Thompson, nice drop pass. Fluttered to a open wing. Power back passes it, and the Bruins are just setting up their wall. The Sabres just cannot get by it. Doan, nice pass to Thompson. He's got a lane, takes a shot. It's loose and covered by Swayman. We'll go to commercial. Jason Zucker scored prime. Welcome to the chat. With 5:32 to go, not a whole lot of time left, but at least the Sabres got a goal, so maybe that can set up momentum for future games. So a huge 5 minutes to come for the Sabres. Can they push for a tying goal? Probably not, but you never know. Yeah, Victor, Penn State losing 3 games. I'm personally not a huge Penn State fan, so I just, I feel bad for their fan base. Hopefully this is the last year they have to deal with James Franklin as their coach. He's been as unclutch as it gets. Their recruiting hasn't been the greatest. Tough to see them lose again, but that team looked checked out, and Drew Aller out for the year will give some new chances to some younger guys. Backup goalies from your area, Atlantic Canada. There's a lot of buzz on social media around here. That's pretty cool. I think he's going to get a start sometime next week, whether that's Monday or Wednesday. We will have to see, but Lyon's been very good, so hopefully he can replicate that performance. His AHL numbers were very good, but has yet to play his NHL debut game, so that will come with the Sabres sometime next week because UPL is still a little ways out from returning. And you got to question the Sabres' injury management in the preseason. Everyone that was banged up, they played multiple games, and it ended up costing them big time. At least they won 3 games in the preseason, right? Games that mean absolutely nothing. Crazy. 5 minutes left. Let's see if this team has another goal in them. Your boss, a Penn State grad, he'll be mad. Oof. Yeah, they're certainly eliminated from playoff contention. Krebs on the faceoff. Loses it. Now this is a dangerous part of the game where the Sabres are going to be pushing, so the Bruins are going to have a whole lot of looks. Krebs barely keeps that one on sides, backhands it around the net. McAvoy loses it, and whoa. Krebs is shoved to the ground, and Danforth wants to get in a fight. And now McAvoy dropped his stick, and they don't get in a fight, so the play kind of stopped for a second. It was kind of odd, but now everyone's moving in again. Krebs, and now we're going to call offsides with 4:55, and now we got a little bit of pushing and shoving. Dahlin, Geeky, Krebs involved. Now the whole lines are shoving along the boards. Finally, a little bit of passion from this team. Samuelson in there as well. Sure, the Sabres wouldn't mind a 4-on-4. They dominated the first 4-on-4 chance in this game. Maybe trying to draw some penalties. I don't think anything's gonna come from this one. The Sabres have managed to make the shots somewhat respectable, 30-21. But at the end of the day, they're going to need another goal to have a chance. $4:55 to go. Can the Sabres rally for a goal? Can they do it? Face off at center ice. McLeod loses it. Again, this team just struggles so badly with faceoffs. But Boston ices the puck. 4:43, we'll have an offensive zone faceoff. We'll see if they can win that one. Yeah, Victor, I agree. Need some emotion. They're really trying to pawn off tickets. I know they're showing these college nights. They're giving away free tickets a lot, but keep playing like this. Nobody's going to even want the free tickets, so need some points. And Boston wins the faceoff and they clear it. I know a lot of people argue about the faceoff statistic and, oh, it doesn't matter, but it really does. If you're losing every faceoff and you're never going to have possession of the puck, you're giving away easy chances in the offensive zone. I mean, it is a silent killer for the Sabres that they cannot win faceoffs. Cloud, and it took so long to bring the puck in the zone. It's going to be offsides. Would have been a 4-on-3 look. And just so hesitant, this team. You got to get the puck quickly inside the zone, and they refuse to do it. It was certainly offsides. Yeah, McLeod just took way too long to bring the puck in the zone. Any update on Norris? Yeah, he's out week to week, probably for the whole season. I had at least a couple of months. Oblique injury, maybe a pec injury as well. The guy just cannot stay healthy. Unfortunately, because he's a very good hockey player, but no matter what, it looks like Ottawa's going to win the first half of that trade. 4:08 to go. We'll keep an eye on Lyon when he exits the net. Not going to be this soon. Thompson. The Sabres, again, dump and chase. The system just does not work with this group of players. Dahlin keeps it in. That one bounces towards the net. Again, you can't score unless the puck's going to get put on net. You look at Zucker's shot, it was perfect, right? We saw one earlier from Quinn that was the same thing. It bounced around. Doan skates the puck in with speed, exactly what you got to do instead of dumping and chasing. Now he dumps it in, which is perfect. The Sabres get it set up a little bit, still loose. And Byram just took way too long to get the puck, and it's outside the zone. This team, just so much hesitancy. They refuse to just play straight up hockey. Now Middlestat slowly wasting some time at center ice. Goes all the way back to Lyon. Byram around the outside. Sabres got to try to at least draw a penalty or something. At least get possession. Oh, and Tyson Kozak puts a shot on his own net. Now Byram finally gets the puck up. Danforth gets the rest of the way out. It gets cleared in the Sabres end. 2:50 to go. Sabres puck, so now it is time to watch Alex Lyon. Will he head to the bench? Skating a little bit outside, not going yet. This has just been hard to watch. The Sabres just cannot get the puck in the offensive end. They just cannot move the puck. Now a turnover by Pasternak will lead to some offense. There's a shot. Deflected Zucker back to the point. And oh, man, that goes off a defender and almost ended up as a shot. That's what happens when you put the puck on the net. Power keeps it in. McLeod gets a stick on it. Power keeps it in. Again, gets it in. Oh, and now we have a whistle. And a penalty. And oh boy, is it a penalty? Let's see. Would it just been let's see what they called here. I don't know. They blew it dead though. With 2:10 to go. The Doroff and Krebs were going at it, and I don't know why they blew the play dead, if it was a hand pass or something. But it is blown dead with 2:10 to go. The Sabres are really going to need a push. But a goal has been scored this season. The faceoff comes outside the zone, so no penalty from that. But Boston wins the draw. Another faceoff loss. They just cannot continue at this pace. Doan. A little bit of speed. Gets it up to Kulik. Kulik snaps one in. Sabres have had the goalie pulled, and now they keep the puck in, but immediately turn it over. They don't look to pass. They just dump it in. It's just the dumbest system of all time. And now Boston's going to have an open look at the net. Sabres playing good defense around it. You got to push. You got to push. You can't let them get a shot off. Good save by Josh Doan. And Kulik spins around. So somehow Boston doesn't score in the empty net. We got 1:30 left. That's plenty of time. But can the Sabres get it set up? They said onsides. We'll see what happens. But Thompson keeps it in. He gets a shot on net. It bounces up in the air. Unfortunately, not backwards, though. And now the Bruins will have a wide open net for Pasternak. He misses it. But now he's going to have a far angle shot. Misses it again. The Sabres just not, they're not pressuring at all. There's no effort right now. And somehow they continue to move the puck up. I don't know how Boston has not scored yet. Page backhands it in the zone to Dahlin. This team just looks dead. They look like they've been playing two lines all night, which they have. Power gets a shot on. That one blocked down with 47 seconds. The Sabres have it set up. Thompson rips one. Oh, it's loose in front of the net. Krebs unable to get a stick on it, and it's punched out. Power retrieves it. Dumps it in, but it's blocked, and it goes all the way back down, almost into the empty net. Good save. 30 seconds to go, though. McLeod. Backhand pass to the point. Again, they just cannot skate it in. They cannot get any pressure. McLeod behind the net to Krebs. 17 seconds. Krebs back circles. Nice move. Gets it in front. Zucker had a chance. And it is out of play. Oh, Zucker had a chance there at the end with 11 seconds to go. We'll have a face-off. What a chance. Oh. And a good save. The Sabres trying to get back in this game, but it looks like they're going to fall up just short and lose 2-1. Oof. They'll see if the Sabres use their timeout, which they will. And after this timeout, they'll have an offensive zone faceoff with 11.1 seconds. Another slow start for the team. They're going to be 0-2 after this game, most likely, in almost must-win mode already. You gotta try to get to 500 as quick as possible. I know it's still a long season to go, but you'd rather not have to go on a 10-game win streak to get back into the mix. Not a great look for the Sabres this year. And again, good effort. I don't know how the Bruins have not had an empty net goal. They had like 4 chances at it and missed the net or got blocked. If I'm a Bruins fan, I'm not too happy right now, but they will be happy in 11 seconds when the Sabres lose this game and the Bruins will advance to 3-0. Kulik on the faceoff. He loses it. It's probably over. He wins it back to Thompson. Thompson's shot goes nowhere. It gets blocked, and for some reason, the Sabres defense completely backed off. And the Bruins will shoot the puck into the empty net with 2.2 seconds to go. And that'll be game. And that just shows you the lack of coaching on this team. Owen Power, instead of pinching, backed off when he saw the puck on the line. There's really no reason to back off. There's no reason to play defense there. But yeah, Thompson breaks his stick on the shot. And yeah, that was it. The Sabres will lose this game 3-1. And they will downgrade to 0-2 on the season. Corey, how's it going? Yeah, roster doesn't have much of a purpose, especially with all the injuries. Just terrible group tonight. So one more face-off to wrap this up. And there it is. Sabres lose 3-1. Now 0-2 on the season. Monday, again, we'll be live pregame. We won't be live for the game, though, because we'll be at the game vlogging it. And we will be live Monday night for the Bills-Falcons game at 7 o'clock. Keep in mind that game starts an hour earlier than most Monday Night Football games because it's the double one. Yeah, so your tough game. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing the Sabres' first goal at least. But thank you guys for joining this one. Be sure to hit a like on the way out. And I'm going to stare into the screen until Jaden ends the stream. Thank you guys for joining. Like I said, hit a like, subscribe, and keep a lookout for the vlog coming recorded on Monday. And we'll be live Monday night for the Bills game. Peace out, guys.